Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be speaking with Lindsay and Allison from CVIC at UND. Domestic Violence Awareness Month is coming up in October, and we actually have two events happening on campus. One is the Clothesline Project, and the other is actually a rally. Can you kind of explain the difference between the two?
So the Clothesline Project itself is the visual display showing the impact of violence, and it will be open Tuesday through Friday. The Take Back the Night rally is a one-night program. It's about an hour long that will be on Tuesday night, the 24th, starting at 7 p.m.
Maybe can you tell our viewers and followers kind of what this is? Because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah, so the Clothesline Project is an annual display that we bring to campus. It's a visual representation of the impact of violence in North Dakota. So it does include stories from UND's campus, from the greater Grand Forks community and North Dakota as a whole, but it has been almost 30 years that it's been displayed on UND's campus.
And it's so powerful. It's actually T-shirts that are hung on a clothesline, literally. Who creates them, and what do they represent?
Yeah, so survivors of violence are the ones who create them. And also their families, if someone who has passed away from violence, they can also go and create T-shirts in honor, and also in memory of those that have been lost. And, like, each of the colors signify different forms of violence.
Yeah. And what reactions do you see from those who come in?
I'd say typically we see a lot of tears. It's a very emotional event, and it's really hard to go and see just all the T-shirts lined up. So people, most of the time it's tears, a lot of just kind of quiet, maybe, especially when the high schoolers come in. I don't think they always recognize just the impact of violence in the community, but when you can see it, we also do get a lot of thank yous for people who have survived violence, the appreciation of knowing that they are not alone. And that others have faced it as well.
What would you like people to know as they come in? You kind of touched on the emotion, but Allison, just kind of what to expect if they do come.
They're probably going to feel a variety of different emotions. Maybe they will feel really overwhelmed. Maybe there will be sadness. Or also we recognize that sometimes if you're uncomfortable, you might laugh about a situation. So we could see a variety of different reactions, but we really want attendees to feel what they need to feel in that moment and know that we're also there for support.
Yeah, and there's always an advocate who's at the table. It's usually me, so that if a student did need something, or if someone from the community did need someone to talk to, we could always go back for a private space.
Nice.
And go and make sure that they're okay before leaving.
It's so powerful just to walk through, and you kind of can feel it the minute you walk in the room. We also have the rally, the Take Back the Night rally, which has kind of evolved over the last couple of years. It's not actually a march, but it's a commune of sorts. That'll be at 7 o'clock on October 24th. Can you tell our listeners what that is?
Yeah, so the Take Back the Night rally, it's personally one of my favorite events that we host on campus and in the community. It's a time where not only campus can gather, but also community members, and we're essentially raising awareness and sharing stories about violence and really focusing on what we can do as a community. Typically, it's felt really sad, really down. I know when I was a student, I would leave feeling like, oh my gosh, there's nothing we can do about this.
Defeated.
Yeah, very defeated. However, we've really switched that up. So now we want to provide action steps for those who attend. This is what you can do to prevent violence. Here's how you can talk about it with your friends, your family, your peers. We have a few speakers. Lindsay and I will certainly be there as MCs. And we do have a couple survivor speakers interested that we are working with, as well as the Drew Shadeen Memorial Scholarship recipient that will be speaking. And then the other part of it is we will be handing out our third UND Changemaker Award as well. So that is awarded to somebody on campus who was nominated just to recognize their work that they do in regards to dating, domestic relationship violence, and sexual assault on campus.
Who can get involved, Allison, in attending?
anyone is open to attend the Clothesline Project or the Take Back the Night rally. I know parking's typically a barrier, but individuals coming from the community can park in the parking ramp that's right next to the Memorial Union. And as for volunteers, the main area we are always looking for volunteers and some extra helping hands is for setting up the Clothesline Project, because there's some heavy lifting involved. And for if anybody is interested in that, definitely feel free to contact our office on campus. But we also like to kind of give a warning to individuals who do help, because that's what I find to be really heavy, and I don't typically go back into the display that entire week after setting up, because you're unfolding each shirt, reading it, and hanging it up.
When I first started, she was telling me about that too, and I didn't quite believe her, honestly, but like once you're like holding the shirts and you're seeing like these, like especially I feel like the kids ones, those are the ones I feel like that really stick to when you're going up and you're pinning them to the lines.
Absolutely. It's a lot of heavy memories on those shirts. So I appreciate your passion and everything you're doing for the students on campus. This partnership is very important to us, and look forward to seeing everybody on the 24th.